Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to crochet this Wispweave Snowflake. This is a wonderful project this holiday season. You can use it by itself as a decoration for Christmas tree ornaments. You can use it as a motif for granny squares, apply it onto there. Lots of different options you can use this beautiful snowflake for. So this is part of the Wispweave series where I have all the other Wispweave shapes on my channel, full tutorials on how to crochet those. So I have the square, the rectangle, the hexagon, the octagon, the oval, the circle, the triangle. For this tutorial, I decided to use a size 2 lightweight yarn. I used a size 3.5mm crochet hook with this particular thread. Using a size 2, it measures about 7.5 inches wide from tip to tip, but if you use a crochet thread, you'll be able to get them a lot smaller for other size motifs, or even if you use larger yarn, you can imagine the big sizes of the snowflakes that you can create. This project is done in 8 rounds, so it's very quick to do. And once again, it's a full tutorial where I'll show you step by step on how to crochet this. So let's get started. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out my other videos on my channel and subscribe for more tutorials. So to begin, we're going to create a magic ring. To do that, take your 2 fingers, take your string once, twice, wrap it around, take your hook, go underneath the first string, pull the second one through, and do a chain 1, and that finishes our magic circle. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this chain 3 acts as our first double crochet. Now we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do that, yarn over, insert your hook, pull loop through, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to keep doing double crochets into this ring until we have a total of 11 double crochets plus our chain 3, which makes a total of 12. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that and I will meet you after there. Now here we are at the end. I've done my 12 double crochet, which includes that chain 3, so a total of 12. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 and our chain 3, 12. Also, I marked the first real double crochet, so not the chain 3, the one afterwards, this real double crochet. I marked it with a stitch. You should do that too because we will deal with that in row 3. Okay, so I marked it and now I'm just going to pull my tail tight to close this magic ring. Okay, now to finish off this row, I'm going to do a slip stitch into the third chain of chain 3, counting from the bottom. Here's our chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the third chain of chain 3 to connect. Like that. Now for round 2. For round 2, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 acts as our first double crochet, and we're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch. So into the same stitch here, double crochet. Now into the next stitch, we are going to do 2 double crochet into there. So 1 and 2, like that. Okay, into the next stitch, 2 double crochet. Okay, so that's going to be the pattern all the way around, 2 double crochet into each stitch all the way around, and that should give you 24 stitches all around. I will meet you at the end. So here we are at the end of round 2. Now what we're going to do, you should have 24 stitches all the way around. We're going to slip stitch into the third chain of chain 3 to connect, 1, 2, 3, counting from the bottom to connect, slip stitch, like that. Now for round 3. For round 3, we're going to begin with the chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This acts as our first double crochet, and now we're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch, like that. Now we're going to do a front post treble crochet around this marked double crochet on round 1. So for this round, we're going to be using both round 1 and round 2. We're going to do front post treble crochets around the stitches in round 1, and then we're going to do double crochets into the stitches on round 2. So for round 1, we're going to be working around the stitches themselves, like this, around the stitches, okay? And for round 2, we were going to work into the stitches like normal, like this, all right? So after we do our beginning chain 3 and our first double crochet, we're going to do a front post treble crochet cluster around the first marked double crochet on round 1. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert your hook around the marked stitch on round 1, pull loop through, 4 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on hook. You're going to repeat that one more time, yarn over twice, insert your hook around the same stitch from round 1, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And that's going to complete your front post treble crochet cluster. So now we're going to skip the next stitch on round 2, which is here, and do a 3 double crochet into the next stitch on round 2. So skip the first, into the second, 3 double crochet. Okay, so skip this one, into the second, 3 double crochet, all into the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Like that, and that's going to be the pattern all the way around. So we're going to do a front post treble crochet cluster around the next double crochet on round 1. Then we're going to skip the next double crochet on round 2, and into the next one, 3 double crochet. Skip this one, and into the next one, 3 double crochet. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Front post treble crochet cluster, yarn over twice, insert your hook onto your next double crochet on round 1, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on hook, yarn over twice, insert your hook around the same stitch on round 1, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And that completes your cluster. Now you're going to skip the next double crochet in round 2, and into the second one here, you're going to do 3 double crochet all into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, like that, all the way around. So I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the end of round 3. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 front post treble crochet clusters all the way around, and 36 double crochet around. Now to finish round 3, we're just going to do a last double crochet into this beginning stitch here, where our first chain 3 comes out of, our last double crochet, to make a total of 3 double crochet at the beginning here. Now we're just going to slip stitch into the third chain of chain 3, 1, 2, 3, to connect, and that finishes our last 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now for round 4. For round 4, we're going to begin by chain 1 and single crochet into the same stitch, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet, chain 3 front post double crochet around the next front post treble crochet cluster. So here's our cluster. We're going to work around it again, like around the clusters. So we're going to do a front post double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook around that cluster, pull loop through, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a front post double crochet. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to do a front post double crochet around the same cluster. So what you want to do is turn your work upside down, yarn over, insert your hook into the cluster, pull loop through, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that creates our cluster like a Y, Y, Y. See, with chain 3 in between. Now we're going to skip the next double crochet, so you have 3 double crochet here, 1, 2, 3, skip the first, into the second, we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to skip the third. Now we're just going to repeat front post double crochet cluster around the next cluster, treble crochet cluster on round 1, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, front post double crochet cluster around the same cluster. So turn your work, insert your hook around that cluster, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, like that. That creates your next front post double crochet, chain 3 front post double crochet, and then you're going to skip the next double crochet and into the second one of the 3, single crochet. Skip the next third double crochet and do your first front post double crochet around the next cluster. So that's going to be the pattern all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the end of round 4. We have done our last front post double crochet, chain 3 front post double crochet. Now here's the beginning single crochet of the round. To connect, all I'm going to do is a slip stitch into this beginning single crochet, like that. At this point, we don't need the stitch marker anymore. Now for round 5. For round 5, we are going to slip stitch into the next front post double crochet and into the center chain of the next chain 3 space. So here's our next front post double crochet. In the top here, slip stitch. Here's our next chain 3. We're going to slip stitch into the center chain. So out of the 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, the second one, slip stitch. So slip stitch into the first chain, slip stitch into the second chain, like this. Now we're ready for round 5. Now we are going to chain 1 and single crochet into the same chain. Chain 1, single crochet into the same space. So here's this space, single crochet into the space. Chain 2, front post double crochet, decrease around the next 2 front post double crochet. So chain 2, front post double crochet, decrease. So here's our first front post double crochet, our second front post double crochet. So we're going to work around them like this. we're going to do a front post double crochet decrease. So yarn over once, insert your hook around the first one, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook around the second one, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops or decrease. So created like a triangle. Now we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, the space itself, chain 2, 1, 2, and do another front post double crochet decrease around the next 2 front post double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook around the first one, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook around the second one, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, decrease, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and that's going to be the pattern all the way around. Okay, after your chain 2, into this chain, do a single crochet, chain 2, and then your front post double crochet decrease. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the end of round 5. I've done my last chain 2 and 2 connect. I'm going to connect into this beginning single crochet with a slip stitch. And that finishes our chain 2, single crochet, chain 2. Okay, so this is our piece at the end of this round. Now for the next round, round 6, we're going to begin by chain 6, which counts as our first double crochet and chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're going to double crochet into this same single crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into that same single crochet, and complete a double crochet like that. Now you're going to single crochet into the next chain 2 space. So here's our chain 2 space, single crochet into there. Then we are going to chain 1 and front post single crochet around the next front post double crochet decrease. So here's our decrease. Okay, the triangle around it. So around it, we're going to do a single crochet. So that's our front post single crochet around that decrease. Do a picot. So a picot is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, the third chain from the hook, also known as that first chain that we did, slip stitch. And that creates our picot. And now we are going to chain 1 and single crochet in the next chain 2 space. So we're going to chain 1, single crochet into the next chain 2 space. So here's chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, the first one, that space, single crochet into there. Now we're going to single crochet into this single crochet here. And we're going to single crochet into the last chain 2 space. So we just did 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. So now we are going to chain 1, front post single crochet around the next decrease. We're going to picot again, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. Then you're going to chain 1. Now you're going to single crochet in the next chain 2 space. So here we have chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2 space. In the first chain 2 space, we're going to do a single crochet, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, 2 picots, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, 2 picots, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, 2 picots, all the way around. So here's what we're going to do all the way around. After we do our picot, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, we are here, right here. Okay, so same thing here. We're going to create this over here again. Here's our picot, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Now we're here in the next single crochet here. We do this. Double crochet, chain 3, double crochet all into that single crochet. Then we do a single crochet in the next chain 2 space. Then we're here. We do a chain 1, front post single crochet around the decrease, picot, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, single crochet in the next single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and then we're here. So we chain 1, front post single crochet around the decrease, picot, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, and we're here, back here again. Okay, so just to clarify, in between each 2 picots you have 1, 2, 3 single crochet, 1 in each of the chain 2 spaces and 1 in the single crochet. So the only time you do chain 1 is before this and after this, before this and after this, before this and after this, before this and after this. So that's when you always do your chain 1s. And you have your double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, space, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, space, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, space. So that's the pattern. Okay, so hope that clarified round 6. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the end of this round. I've done my last picot, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 2 space. Now here's the beginning chain 6. To connect, I'm going to slip stitch into the third chain of chain 6, counting from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. Like that. and that completes our round 6. Okay, so you should have 12 picots around, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 6 chain 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For round 7, we're going to slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. So here's our chain 3 space, slip stitch into there, and now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet in the same space. So we're going to, in the same space, 1 double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochet into the same space, 1 and 2. Now you're going to chain 5 and skip the next 2 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the next 2 single crochet. So 1, picot 2, and into this middle single crochet of the 3, 1, 2, 3, the middle one here, we do a single crochet. Like that. Now you chain 5 and skip the next 2 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip the next 2 single crochet. So 1 picot 2, and then we do 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet into this chain 3 space. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 3, and then 2 double crochet back into the same space. 1 and 2. Like that. Then you chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You skip the next 2 single crochet and single crochet in the next single crochet, and then you just repeat. So skip the next 2, 1 picot 2, and into the next single crochet, which is the middle one here, single crochet. Like that. So 1, 2, 3, the second one here, single crochet. So that's going to be the pattern all the way around. So after we do our single crochet in the middle here, you chain 5, skip the next 2 single crochet, 1 picot 2, and in this chain 3 space you do 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, chain 5, skip the next 2 single crochet, 1 picot 2, and in this next single crochet here in the middle you do 1 single crochet, chain 5, repeat all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the end of round 7. I've done my last chain 5, and here we're ready to connect. To connect, I'm going to slip stitch into the third chain of beginning chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. And this is my piece at the end of this round. Okay, now for round 8, our final round. For our final round, we're going to begin by chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch. So in the same third chain of previous chain 3, single crochet into there. Now we're going to do a small picot. Small picot is chain 2, 1, 2, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, into here, slip stitch. Now we will single crochet in the next double crochet. So here's our next double crochet, single crochet into there. So in this chain 3 space, we're going to do a lot in here, so I'm going to work it slowly so you can follow along. But we're going to start with 2 single crochet, 1, 2. Then we're going to do a medium picot, and a medium picot is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. So it's like the regular picot we did, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. Now we're going to do a double crochet into this chain 3 space. Okay, like this. Now this is the tricky part. Okay, this double crochet, I want you to remember it because we're going to deal with it later. We're going to do a large cluster. For a large cluster, we're going to start with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This first chain of our chain 3, we are going to remember it as well. So remember this and remember this. We're going to deal with this first chain twice. Okay, the first time will be right now, so we're going to do a double crochet into that first chain or the third chain of chain 3, 3, 2, 1. This one here, we're going to do a double crochet into this chain. Okay, so here's the chain. We're going to deal with that later, so we're going to deal with the chain later, and we're going to deal with this double crochet later. All right, now we are going to do a large picot. A large picot is chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and we're going to slip stitch into the double crochet we just made. So here's our double crochet we just made. Okay, so our double crochet we just made. Here's that first chain. Here's our first double crochet. So in this double crochet we just made, we're going to do a slip stitch into there. Okay, so into this front loop here, slip stitch. Now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to do a double crochet into that same double crochet, this front loop here, that we just did that slip stitch into. So double crochet into there. Now you are going to do a slip stitch into this first chain that I told you to remember. And we're going to do a slip stitch into this double crochet that I told you to remember, this front loop of the double crochet that I told you to remember. Now we're going to do a medium picot, so that's chain 3. You slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. And then you're going to do 2 single crochet into this chain 3 space here at the base. 1 and 2, like that. Okay, like this. And that's how we create the corner. And now we're here at our next 2 double crochet. Now we're going to single crochet in the next double crochet. So here we have 2 double crochet. The first one we are going to single crochet into here. Do a small picot. Small picot is chain 2, slip stitch in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2. And we single crochet in the next double crochet. So here's the second double crochet, single crochet into there. Then you slip stitch into the next 3 chains of the next chain 5 space. So slip stitch in the next 3 chains. So here's our chain 5. The first chain, slip stitch. The second chain, slip stitch. The third chain, slip stitch. Now you chain 4 and slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3. Then you chain 2 and skip the next 2 chains of the next chain 5 space. So you chain 2, 1, 2. You skip the next 2 chains of the chain 5 space. And you slip stitch into the next 3 chains. So here's our chain 5 space, 1, 2, into the third, 4th, and 5th, you do a slip stitch. So that's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then you are here, single crochet in the next double crochet. So we have 2 double crochet here. In the first one, you single crochet. You do a small picot, chain 2, 1, 2. Small picot, single crochet in the next double crochet, so our second one here, you single crochet into that. And then in the next chain 3 space, you work this big part again. So after we work all of this into the chain 3 space, we do a single crochet in the next double crochet. So we have 2 double crochet here, 1, 2. First one, we do a single crochet, then we do a small picot, then we do a single crochet in the second double crochet. Then you do a slip stitch into the next 3 chains of the next chain 5 space. So here's our chain 5 space, and the next 3 chains do 1 slip stitch into each of those. So 1, 2, 3, 1 slip stitch into each of those. Then you chain 4. You slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. Chain 2. Skip the next 2 chains of the next chain 5 space. So 1, 2, and into the next 3, 1, 2, 3, you do 1 slip stitch into those. And then you're back here. You will do 1 single crochet into the first double crochet here of 1, 2, the first one, 1 single crochet, small picot, 1 single crochet in the next double crochet. Then you're here at your chain 3 space where you will do all of this once more, and then repeat. So that's going to be the pattern all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the end of this round. I've done my last 3 slip stitches. And I'm just going to slip stitch in the first single crochet to connect, like this. And this finishes our snowflake. So now I'm going to cut it and we're going to block it. So to block it, I just attached it to a piece of cardboard with some pins, and I'm just going to steam it. And And what that's going to do is release all the fibers and loosen it up and put it in place. So we're going to keep doing that, letting it dry, and then I'll meet you once you're done. So here we are at the end. I finished my blocking, and this is what my piece looks like. As you can see, it flattened out and it's ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos on my channel. I have a lot more Wispweave tutorials on there, so you can check that one out and subscribe for more tutorials.